It's amazing the number of questions on marriage and falling in love and all. I hope they were answered. How to bring up teenagers. Caste in marriage. What do parents insist on marrying within the same caste? Well, I don't believe there's caste in Christianity. Jew or Gentile, barbarian or Greek are all the same. But remember that man is spirit, soul, and body. If you were only spirit, no soul and body, I say you marry whomever you like, who's one in spirit with you, born again, spirit-filled. But since we are spirit, soul, and body, and soul means your mind, emotions, will, since we are all three, you have to think of the soul and body too. It's not just your spirit marrying another spirit. For example, language. Language is not a spiritual thing. There's nothing spiritual about English or Hindi or Tamil. There's nothing spiritual about language. But supposing you say this person is spiritual, we can't speak the same language, but I'm going to get married. Well, one advantage, you won't fight with each other because you won't know what the other person is saying. That's about the only advantage of marrying somebody who doesn't understand your language and you can't understand his. But that's stupid. So you say, oh, must speak the same language. Correct. But that is not a spiritual factor. It's a soul factor. So that, I'm just using that example to say that you are considering soul factor. What about body? Will you marry somebody who is 45 years older than you? You're 25 and the girl is 70? Say, sure. You won't do it. Why? She's very spiritual. Only thing she's 45 years older than you. See, you are considering body, whether you know it or not. So you're thinking you're considering only spirit rubbish. Unconsciously, we are considering soul and body, and rightly so. So that's why I say spirit, soul, and body. And what is soul? Soul is you must be able to communicate and have some. I mean, if a person cannot even communicate with you, it's a little difficult to have a marriage. I mean, I wanted to marry a girl who would at least laugh at my jokes, even if nobody else laughs at my jokes, at least she should. I didn't want a serious-looking person who says, what is that you said? I didn't want to marry someone like that. Now, if you're the person who doesn't crack jokes, it's okay. Then you marry anybody. But I'm talking about the importance of soul. Because we're going to live together for years, all our life. And there, the level at which we have lived is important. If you've grown up in the city all your life, a sister, and you marry a village boy, and you got to go and draw water from the well every morning at 6 o'clock, you're not going to find it easy, no matter how spiritual that boy is. Because you've never done it in all your life. So this, the economic level is also important. Educational level is important. I'm not saying it's number one. Number one is spirit. But if you give 50 marks for 50, at least give 30 marks for all these other factors like education, language, economic level, social level. And that's where caste comes in. Not the caste. But if the caste leads to a lower social level in which they have lived, and your caste has led you to a higher social level, it's not the caste I'm bothered about, but the economic level at which you have lived is so vastly different that you may not be able to fit in. I know a case of a person who was high level economically and etc., married a girl from a lower level economically. Their entire life was miserable. Entire life. And I don't want anybody to suffer like that. They were both very, very religious with a lot of Bible knowledge and all that. But they never, in their entire life, they were never happy. And I wanted to save you from that. They didn't lose their salvation. They trusted in the Lord, they read the Bible every day, but they just couldn't hit it off with each other because of soul. So remember that the person you're marrying is spirit, soul, and body. You say, is attractiveness important? It must be attractive in your eyes. You see, your wife does not have to be Miss Universe for you to be attracted to her. No. In fact, it's better if she's not Miss Universe, because then hundreds of other people will be also causing you problems. But she must be attractive in your eyes, because you're going to see her when she's 60 years old, and she must be pretty to you. Believe it or not, my wife is very pretty to me. Because I don't look at, I see her, the Bible calls the wife of your youth. It's a great expression, I love it. Because ultimately, it's not physical appearance and charm. The Bible speaks about charm and beauty in Proverbs 31, the last few verses. They are deceitful. But a woman who fears the Lord, who's got an inner beauty that never fades. And do you know what that inner beauty in a woman is? Let me tell you. 1 Peter 3, verse 3 to 5. A gentle and a quiet spirit. Find a woman with a meek and a gentle and a quiet spirit. That's really beautiful in God's eyes. And one of the prayers you should be praying is, Lord, change my understanding of beauty to your understanding of beauty. Proverbs 31 says the fear of God makes a person beautiful, and a gentle and a quiet spirit is what makes a person beautiful. And then that person will be beautiful even when her hair is white, or even if her hair drops off her head, she'll still be beautiful in your eyes. So remember that.